2023 Ford Mustang Mach-e Premium. This has the extended range pack, so this is a $64,000 car. This is a 2020 Tesla Model Y long range, and I'm going to show you the differences between the two, what the Tesla does better, what the Ford does better, and then we'll also briefly talk about how they drive. So we're going to start up front. They both have frunks. Let's check those out. To release the Ford, it's a double pull. To release the Tesla, it's just a touch of the screen. Now up front in the Ford, I've showed you guys that it does have a nice frunk. It also has a drain plug down here, so we're able to put ice in this and actually use this as a cooler for going to tailgates and things like that. So that's very cool. Now on the Tesla, it has a larger space to store things in, but it does not have a drain plug. So because of that, and because that still has significant space, I'm actually going to give the win to Ford. I like that they put a drain plug in there. It gives you more usability out of the front here. Now, you can go and put coolers in here, and that's all good, but I just think that was a little bit more innovative that they have the drain plug there. Moving down the side of the car, you see that the charging port is right here on the Ford, and then you can open it up for the DC fast charging. So the charging port is right there. On the Tesla, the charging port is on the driver's side. You can open it up with voice commands. I'm going to do the normal one. Open charge port. And it opens right up. So that's where the charge port is on the Tesla. This is where it is on all Teslas, and that's what makes their charging network so great. Has a shorter cable, everyone knows to back in, and it works really nicely. Now as far as looks go, on the Model Y versus the Mach-e is one of the few electric SUVs where I actually feel it's a good looking car. The only thing that doesn't look that great on it is having the thinner wheels, but again, that's really good for range. So we're not going to knock it that much, not that big of a deal. Again, we want these cars to go as far as possible. What's up? Some other things to note here. Guy just waved at me, no clue who he is. How the door opens. Now, both of these are equally tricky at first. I have to give the Tesla the window because all you do, stick your thumb here, boom, the door opens right up. Now on the Mustang, it's 3 fingers and then you press your thumb and this opens up. Now that's fine, except when you're holding something in your hand and I have to do it with my left hand, you have to do all these tricky finger combinations that I don't train myself for daily. So Tesla has a better door opening mechanism. Onto the back here, again, the handle is the same here on the Tesla. We're pressing this button, door pops open, and that's how it is. Now, it's very nice because there's no door handles here and you're able to have clean panels. These being flushed up against the car, and they're not the pop-out ones, which I don't like that because it's another mechanism that can fail like the Model S has issues with. So I like that these are manual, I like that they're actual handles, and I like that they're also sitting flush. Tesla gets the win there. As far as space inside the car, they're almost equal. The Tesla has more space because if we come to the back of the car, the Mach-e does not have much of a subcompartment. So when I open this up, we do have some space. There's a tiny bit of space for your charger. And it looks like it comes with an air compressor as well, which is really nice. And this also rests up so you can sit it up there, but you can't put much down here. Now, when we go over to, not only do you have a bigger trunk here because the roof line's higher, you have 2 huge storage compartments down here, and then also you have this huge area down here where you can store things. So I've stored an air compressor, I stored a bag for the sunshade that I have the pucks for jacking the car up, and this will all be linked in the description. Huge storage space, so Tesla wins on storage overall. Now, regardless if you're driving a Tesla Model Y or a Mustang Mach-e, your car is going to stink at some point, and that's why today's video sponsor is Drift, which creates natural scents for your home and your car. What was appealing about Drift is they care about clean scents, meaning their scent will never contain parabens, phthalates, formaldehyde, dia, mineral oil, petroleum, propylene, or dichlorobenzene, like you find in most other scent companies. And since we just had a baby, my wife was trying to focus on fertility and eliminating chemicals in our lives, and that's why Drift, it was a perfect fit to sponsor this video and the channel. So go ahead and check the link in the description. If you click that link, you will get a discount on Drift's website. Drift is also a monthly subscription, and these scents cost $9 for the wood and $14 for the stone. But with code Gjeebs, you save 55% off of your order, and additionally, their scent of the month is Space Candy, and this changes based on the season. I wasn't aware that it was space season. Also, this is wood. You can also get a stone one. So they have multiple options. Check them out. It's a really cool product, really aligns with the channel, and I like what they've done. Drift, thank you for sponsoring the video. So on the interior of the Mach-e, it's nicely made. I have almost like a fake carbon fiber design here. You have your normal air vents, whereas the Tesla air vents are controlled by software, which I'll show you in a second. And you can see that we have Apple CarPlay up here. Now, while Apple CarPlay is nice, this whole infotainment thing is laggy. There's just a little bit of a delay, even how these, like the refresh rate, I don't know if refresh rate's the right term, but it's just not as quick as it should be for a car that costs $64,000. Now the Mach-e starts at like $44,000, but it has a lot less range, some less features. I just feel that this thing should be a lot quicker. Now it does get over-the-air software updates that you should be able to do at home when you're connected to Wi-Fi. There are different drive mode settings. See the wait time? I'm hitting these buttons and I'm talking and it's still not loaded. It's just a little behind, whereas that Tesla's 3 years old and there's still no, there's really no lag in the system. It still feels like it did on day one. And the new Teslas, the 2023s and 24s that are coming out, they have a better processor than mine has, so they're even quicker. So they're just widening the gap as far as software goes, and that's where these traditional manufacturers are falling so far behind. They've never valued software, whereas Tesla's built around vertically integrated software all the way through their charging systems. And that's why they're so far ahead, and that's why the Tesla Model Y and Model 3 are the standard. Overall, this is fine. I don't think this is a big deal as far as having this volume button here. I actually think it's very easy to be able to adjust your volume with this. Not that big of a deal. And I really like the space up here. The Tesla has the big center console like all cars have. A lot of EVs are reducing this center console space. You also have this here that folds up and there's a garage. You can press this back and there's more storage space down here. So they did a really nice job with it. The back seat's comfortable. You can see we have a car seat in it. I'm 6 feet tall, so you can see with a car seat, let's see, put it about there. I still have ample room, and it helps having this space to be cleared up so I can rest, kind of spread my legs a little bit more to be more comfortable. They've done a nice job with the Mach-e. It's just when you look at the price difference, the Model Y long range costs about $50,000 plus qualifies for the $7,500 federal incentive. That's a huge difference. So one more thing on the interior is this space here. It's nice that there's a bigger gap of metal here and then it goes to the panoramic roof. The Tesla has less here and you have a lot more heat on your forehead, but I actually have a product in there that's really good. Let's jump over to the Tesla right now. I put this sunshade up. This is from Vion, who's previously Tempe. They've been a great partner on the channel. This is only 69 bucks for this. They've used upgraded aluminum that reduces the sag. So there's no sag, it's really tight and blocks out the heat. So I'll have that linked in the description, and I have a 10% discount code on their site. Now the issue that I was talking about with the Tesla, there's less space here, so that sun hits you right in the forehead here and brings in a lot of heat. And that's one complaint with these Teslas. There's a lot of glass in here, it traps in a lot of heat. I'm also in Arizona. It's an extreme environment. It's gonna be 110 today. So most of you are not living here, and I hope not at least. So I live in an oven. So that can be a problem if you live in a really hot area. Now the infotainment system, so I'm gonna click here. Look how it's just, everything transitions really nicely. You also have a lot more, look how quick that is. This is 3 years old, there's no lag in the system. Look at this, so driving, so 0.8% consumed. Climate's taking some, the battery conditioning, elevation, everything else. And then it gives me range tips. So it tells me how I can be a little more efficient in my car. So there's all of these things that the Tesla software has, and then if you want to, you can integrate your phone and you can hold this and drag it down here, and you can do customize a little bit. And also if I do a turn signal, this pops up. So you see this blind spot. So if, let's say I don't want it there, I can move it here or I can move it there. So, and this did not come with the car. This is a feature that was done by an over-the-air update, and that's what I mean when I say these are so it's so powerful, the software that Tesla has. Endless things you can do. You can, on the map, you can go and zoom in and look at things as you're doing your road trips. I just find this software very cool. And also you're like, well, there's no buttons. I like to hit buttons. I get that. You also have voice command. So you can tell the car to, let's see if we can turn on the, I've never even tried this before. Let's do turn on windshield wipers. Turn on windshield wipers. So, and that was fairly quick. Turn off windshield wipers. But there's so many other things you can do. If I say, for example, open butthole, the charge port opens out there. Close butthole, charge port closed. So there's various things. I mean, there's hundreds of commands we can go through. It does it really well. Now, like I said, the center console comes up a little high here, so in the Mach-e you have more space. Seats are equally comfortable. I would say the Mach-e rear seats are more comfortable. They're a little softer. But overall, very minimalist and very plain in here. But the software is so much better than the Mach-e. The Mach-e also driving is 0 to 60 in 6 seconds. Now, they do have the Mach-e GT and other quicker models. But the problem is after one full acceleration pull, it gets throttled back significantly. Where the Tesla, you can go pull after pull after pull, flooring the car, and it's able to handle it. So overall, Tesla has more space. It has a better charging network. However, in 2025, the Fords should be retrofitted or fitted from the factory with NACS charging. So those are the Tesla plugs. And they'll have access to 12,000 of the Tesla superchargers, which is really good for them. That's going to add value to their cars. In the meantime, Tesla is going to continue to have better battery technology. They're going to continue to improve their build quality and ride quality, which the build quality of the Mach-e is great. The ride quality is also more comfortable. Like on the performance models, I don't care what the ride quality is because that's for performance. For a car like this, the long-range model doesn't need to have a stiff suspension, and so that's what the new Model Ys have improved on, and I've made videos on that. I'll have one linked in the description discussing the difference between my Tesla and the new ones. The other thing, and this is a huge part of it, you don't have to go to a dealership to buy a Tesla. You go online, the price that you see online is what you pay, you hit order, and you go pick your car up. Ford, you have to go to a dealership and you have to hear them say, oh, there's only so many of these, a $10,000 markup. It's such a huge turnoff and problem. These manufacturers are stupid for letting their dealerships do that to potential buyers. I know so many people that have gone into dealerships, they want to buy something other than a Tesla, they go, forget it. They go online, they order their Tesla, they pick it up, and it's a really easy, seamless process. And a lot of these manufacturers need to start doing that because the dealership experience them forcing you to get tint so they can make more margin on cars. My friend just bought an Audi RS3. They forced him to pay $900 extra for the garbage tint that dealerships put on. So it's just things like that that are annoying that Tesla is just ahead in. Now, another thing people are going to want to know about is the app. And for once, I was able to log into a Press Cars app. So it's called Ford Pass. So we click there. Opens up, and you can see you can unlock, start, lock. You can view chargers. You see your charge level here. And then it says set up his phone key. And then you can hit horn or flash the lights from here. So as far as the app goes, it's pretty basic, but it's not bad. Again, it's just a lack of being quick. So like if I want to, for example, start the car, it says press and hold. Okay, no problem. So I hold, and then it says start, and then it says remote start is in process. This may take up to 30 seconds. Now, if we go over to the Tesla app, and you can on the Ford app set your departure times and all that stuff. Now, if we go over to the Tesla app, it just has a lot more. So, for example, live camera, Sentry mode. We haven't even talked about that. So Sentry mode lets me view the cameras all around the car. So the interior camera, front, left, right, and rear, and I'm able to record, and it saves it to a USB drive that's in the car, so you can take that information if you're in an accident or someone breaks into your car. You have a built-in security system in the Tesla, and you can view it remotely. Like imagine you park it in a parking garage and you want to just see what's going on, you can check up on your car. So it just has a lot more functionality in here. Even things such as your charging statistics, how many in the last 31 days, how much you've charged, how much you've spent, your gas savings. There's a lot in here, and then there's also upgrades that constantly happen to the app and the car that I just find really helpful. Also, if you want to give someone else access to your car, they just have to download the Tesla app, and their phone turns into a key when you send them an invite. Really well thought out, futuristic, and actually useful, not laggy or glitchy. So I hope you guys felt that was a fair review. Now, if you want to watch me do a comparison of Ford's Blue Cruise compared to Tesla's Autopilot, click this video right here. That's going to be very useful to you in comparing those two. Blue Cruise you have to pay for. Autopilot comes with every Tesla for free. I think you'll enjoy it. And remember to check out drift.co and use code Gjeebs to save 55% off of your order. It's all linked in the description. Drift, thank you for sponsoring the video.